The host of an online ghost hunting show goes missing, so they send in the big guns to get her back. No, it's not egomaniac Zach Bagans. It's her older sister Mia, who's going to do her own investigation the old-fashioned way, by watching old camcorder footage, withholding evidence, and slowly taking her time with the help of a torch and a horror movie cliche bingo card. In this YouTuber feature film debut, Shelby OAKS. Hello there, you Lucians, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. That's right, the long-awaited debut, Shelby OAKS, directed by YouTuber, ex-Jehovah's Witness, and film appreciator, Chris Stuckman. We learn in the first 15 minutes of the film, through some exposition dumping, that in 2008, a small crew of ghost investigators from an online show go missing. The online show was called Paranormal Paranoids, and they're investigating the abandoned ghost town of Shelby OAKS. More specifically for this film, we're focusing on the host of the show, gone missing by the name of Riley.
I would die for Riley.
And we are told all of this through mock documentary style. But we fast forward to today, and it seems like the public have given up the search. But Riley's sister Mia is having none of it! She's never stopped hoping and never stopped looking for her sister Riley. We also learn that, as a child, Riley used to have these horrendous night terrors of some creepy man standing outside her window on the second floor of their home. Foreshadowing! Coincidentally, just as this documentary crew are packing up and ready to leave, Mia gets a gentleman caller on her front porch. And this creepy dude seems to blow the insides of his cranium all over her front door for reasons. However, before the cops decide to show up, Mia notices that the deceased creepy dude on her front doorstep has a mini VHS camcorder recording, which she is totally going to give to the police when they show up. But wouldn't you know it, she decides to keep the footage for herself to have a little dark room viewing party later on. The video contains some absolute creepy as shit footage with some blood and gore, with a cheeky little jump scare, and the footage gives Mia just enough evidence to go on to do a little self-investigation of her own, diving into a world of a ghost town that is abandoned, full of possession and demonic fuckery, which of course can only go well. Then what we get is a self-contained little thriller horror, with a few little unsettling, tense scenes all played out in a little self-investigation thriller horror movie bingo card. I'd be lying if I said that Chris Stuckman wasn't one of the inspirations for me to start doing an online movie review show. At least the early days of Stuckman. And here he is, finally, many years later, directing his first feature film that is a horror. It's inspiring in itself, and now he has joined the club of other YouTubers who are now feature film directors. However, this is both a blessing and a curse, as having a career for many years online giving his opinion on what he thinks makes a really good movie. But now, the shoe is on the other foot, and Chris Stuckman has put himself into the firing line.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
And how does Stuckman's first feature film debut go? It's okay. It's not going to be groundbreaking, nothing amazing, it's okay. It ticks all the indie horror thriller movie cliche boxes, and there is some legitimately unsettling scenes sprinkled throughout, but that's about it. And as for the reveal, or why Riley has gone missing, it involves something that I usually love in this style of film. But for some reason, when it came to the explanation in the climax of the film, it didn't quite work for me, I suppose. I mean, it was fine. I've seen much, much worse in this genre of film. But I was just like, okay, cool. But the film does look really good though, like it's shot really well, there's some great looking frames here, and the lighting and atmosphere is pretty awesome. Stuckman does a really good job with building tension and atmosphere. It's absolutely imperative for this style of film. And the acting, for the most part, is pretty good too. However, a few people have said online that the script didn't feel 100% cooked, and I kind of understand. I mean, most of the times I would give this sort of stuff a pass because the film was made way better than many that I've seen in this genre. But I guess if you're a YouTuber who's famous for critiquing film, you got to have a pretty good game, I suppose. It's going to put a spotlight on you and your work. especially when you are pretty much the sole writer with your wife. Making a film is honestly extremely hard. I mean, it's a hell of a lot of fun, it's the best job in the world. But when you're on set for days and days and days, sometimes you can kind of lose your way. You forget what the overall vision is and, just focusing on the obstacles and, the hurdles that you've got to deal with for that day. However, it is the director's job to keep everyone in line and keep the overall vision on track. And the best way to do this is always going back to a solid script. If you're starting to make a film, start with a solid script and build everything from there. Because when in doubt, you can always go back to the script. And it would put you back on the right path again. And not to say the script is terrible in this film, no, it's fine. I think it's just more basic than what people were expecting. I myself one day would love to direct a feature horror film. And I've written a bunch of things over the years. However, if I do one day become blessed enough to direct a feature film, I would probably just come up with the concept and idea of the film, or a treatment if you will. And then I would get someone else to fill in the blanks and actually write the script. And all this being said, I'm not trashing this film. Like I said, it's fine. It's a decent first entry into Stuckman's future catalogue. This film purely exists because of Stuckman's pure determination and work ethic. And the fans of his who really wanted to see this movie come to life. And thanks to Neon and the help of Mike Flanagan, we finally get to see it on the big screen worldwide. That in itself is commendable. But at the end of the day, was I Stuckmanized by this film? A little bit. I think this film is going to get a lot more criticism because it is from a YouTube critic. However, at the end of the day, the movie is fine. Anyway guys, that's my cheeky little review of Shelby OAKS. Right down below if you've seen it. What are your thoughts on it? But more importantly, what is your favourite review from Chris Stuckman? I'd love to hear it. And of course, if you made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon because I give out an episode weekly. And I'll see you back here next week for the next review. But until then, stay spooky, kids.